This is Anthony Anthem, aka Mr. AKA, and we got a special guest today, coming from Atlanta, Georgia. Working. Can I go ahead and have you state your name, kind sir?
Yes, this is Eric James Morris.
Eric James Morris, aka actor extraordinaire, businessman, entrepreneur, family man. Just man, you got like a whole bunch of different hats, man.
I know, man. But I'm blessed to have the hats to change, so it's all good.
So, man, tell me a little bit about yourself. Let the people know who you are. Like, what's a little bit about you that you would say that's special to your heart or special to a lot of others? Because you seem like you're a very special man indeed.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. My name is Eric James Morris. I'm an actor here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am married to my best friend. We've been married 21 years. We got married young, had kids young, and now my kids are grown. I'm middle-aged. I own a waterproofing company as well when acting's not paying the bills, which is hardly ever. But I do a lot of stuff, but, it's just hard to be a full-time working actor. But I enjoy the chase, and so, yeah, I'm blessed to have two sons, and, I enjoy the outdoors. I mean, we go hiking a lot. I'm a surfer. I own like 6 or 7 surfboards.
Good grief.
Yeah. I just try to live life as much as I can, man. Like we were talking about a little while ago, it's, you got to live it up, man. You got to do it right. Enjoy your time because you never know when your time's over.
Hey, you may not be rich financially, but it sounds like to me you're pretty rich in a lot of other things in life, my man.
Well, thanks, man. I try to be as much as I can. So it means a lot to hear you say that. So I do appreciate it. It's important to me to try to do the right things, and I want to leave a legacy behind. Yeah, and film is one way to do that. And film's forever; it's timeless. And of course, my company is trying to get it. Yeah, I'm trying to get it built up where hopefully my sons and their families can do well from it. And so that's kind of my goal, man. And in the process, somewhere along the way, I hope to find myself on a beach somewhere where I'm able to go fishing often and do a little surfing here and there, man. That's my goal.
I don't blame you, sincerely. I mean, heck, we all want to get to that point where we could just breathe and relax again.
Man. See the world, check it out, do some cool things, and give back where I can.
So I got a question for you. So wait a minute, how young are you, man?
Oh, well, let's just say, I'm under 50, but I'm over 40. I just turned 45 just a few days ago. On the 8th is my birthday. So,
man, when I got your headshot, I was like, he's either around my age because I'm 29. Or you're like in your 30s. You do not look like you were like halfway to 50.
You're making my day, brother, man. I am. I don't know what the secret is. I just drink a lot of coffee. I don't sleep much. Maybe that's the key to life. I don't know. So,
okay, because like seriously, like the mutual party we know sent me your headshot, I was like, okay, he's probably like my age, maybe early 30s or something like that. You can and then like you came up and I was just like, what?
Yeah,
how do you do that?
45 years old, dude. It's crazy. I can't believe I'm that old. I'm like, man, where did the time go, man? It seemed like I just turned 30 the other day. I mean, it's just crazy. And but I'm very blessed to be here because I've known a lot of people that are not. And it's sad to say that, but it's the truth. And the fact that I'm maintaining my youthful, somewhat appearance, it's a blessing. I don't know what, I don't know, man. I use coconut oil when I get out of the shower. Maybe that's the secret. I don't know. I mean,
a little bit of nature.
I try to live clean. I live clean for the most part. Excuse me 1 second, will you?
Oh, no problem.
Oh man, hang on. I got something in my throat.
No, that's all good. I understand.
Must be that old age coming out. Oh my.
Oh, whatever.
No, but it's I don't know, man. I hear that a lot, and I'm lucky to hear it. I don't know what the deal is, but I don't drink, and I work hard. I don't sleep a lot, but I just try to live somewhat clean, and I don't know, man. But thank you. That means a lot to hear that.
Well, I'm just saying, man. I call it how I see it. I keep on getting these like guests, like you're like the third guest I've got in a row that don't even look their age, and then I'm like confused the rest of the day. I'm like, huh?
That's
I was like, I gotta start doing what they doing. But
Oh,
like,
and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. I really don't. I mean, I don't know what the deal is. Like I say, maybe it's the coconut oil. So try it's got to be the extra virgin, whatever, coconut oil, whatever. It looks almost like a lard or something in a jar. But I'll put that on my face and my body when I get a shower. And I've been doing that for about the past 5, 6, 7 years, and so maybe there's something to that.
it's the ancient Georgia technique passed down from generations to generations.
That's, that's right. We rub a little red man spit juice on our face, and then that kind of
Oh my gosh.
take a little shot of moonshine with it, and that's it.
Oh, no, I had my fair share of drinking back in the day. I can't drink anymore. I
Oh,
do it now, getting closer to 30. I'm gonna be on life support. It ain't
man,
like when I was in like my college days, man.
I tell you, man, that's my problem. That's why I don't drink, man. It's like you give me one, I'm going to drink the bottle. It's like there's no in between. It's one. It's all or none. So
Yep.
I don't make a good drinker, man. I get drunk. I don't drink. Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm the same way, man.
yeah, it's no, I can't. I just like you know what? I just leave this shit alone. So that's what I do.
Mhm.
I just lay. I don't do anything. I stay high on life.
I'm with you on that one, my man.
Hmm.
Nothing wrong with that. Plus, man, you got a lot of responsibilities, man. I mean, you're a family man. So I mean, so how old are your sons? Like,
Oh man, it's gonna make me seem really old now. I got a 23-year-old and I have a 22-year-old. Two boys.
how do you have grown men and you look like you're barely like old enough to be having some kids? That's crazy, man.
It's funny, man. Yeah, I hear people. I've been told they think I'm their brother or something, but I don't know, man. But it's
Seriously.
just a blessing. But yeah, I got started young. It wasn't intentional. It just
Really?
happened that way. So, but yeah, it's kind of cool having grown men. And still being young enough, well, or at least looking young enough to enjoy life, and whatever. I would have made a better dad if I'd have started late. Like if I'd have planned this out, I'd be like, all right, man, I'm gonna have kids around the age of 35, so I'll be more settled in, financially secure, that kind of stuff. But oh man, we got started in our like 20, I don't know, 21. I'm young. I mean, I was a kid myself, so it's amazing that my wife's still with me. We've been married all this time, so
I mean, 20.
it's kind of impressive. But she ain't caught on yet, so I guess I still got a little.
But that's serious, man. Like you don't see that anymore. Folks being married like more than a couple years these days. I've seen a lot of friends like after high school,
Yeah,
they go 5 years max, and then that's it. Like,
man, all my buddies did the same thing, man. They were married just for a few years, didn't work out. I got one buddy who's been married like 3 times, man. I'm like, dude, So, and last time I just saw him the other day, and he was complaining about a problem that they're having now. I'm like, this shit ain't gonna work out either, man. It's number 3. So I don't know, man. We've had tough times. We were broke, and we went through a lot of struggles, and I don't know, man. It's just kind of one in meant to be's, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, she had no, she ain't caught on yet, man. I'm crazy as hell. Oh, she's looking at me. That's why I'm messing with her.
I was like, oh, he must be looking at him right now.
She's looking at me with her eyes like, whatever.
It was like, probably saying good things.
Definitely. Nah, she's great, man. Yeah, so it's I've been well blessed, man. I can't complain. I had a rough upbringing as a child, and for the way things worked out for me, like I say, I thank God every day about it, and I mean that seriously. I got
Mm,
two great sons that are successful, they're good boys. They've stayed out of trouble. I got a good wife. We're we're the best friends, and I've got a good company. I'm steady growing, and I'm making my way in the entertainment industry too. I always kind of dabbled in it. I was a musician for years. I still play guitar and sing every now and then. I used to play out all the time, and that was kind of my gateway to the entertainment industry. And I discovered acting, and I haven't looked back. I love it.
I can dig it. I can really dig it, man. So I mean, what was life like for you growing up, my man? Like, I mean, I don't want to. You don't got to get too deep if you don't want to, but like, what kind of adversity did you face?
Well, as a baby, I was adopted by my stepdad, and so I had off the rip had some issues there, and got to know my biological father later in life, and it just kind of wasn't what I thought it was, and my mom and she got my stepdad, my adopted dad was a pretty mean dude. He was pretty rough, you know, he beat the hell out of us. He's just mean, but he meant well, but he's just a mean guy. So it's kind of, I don't know most folks with their dads, but if your dad ever calls your name, I'd just be terrified. I just know I did something wrong. He had to, it was always something. You make straight A's or you're getting beat. I mean, it's just real strict, and it just kind of, I think it kind of messed me up, a little bit. Messed up my confidence some. I always feel like I was doing something wrong. But they got divorced, and then my mom got married again, and then that guy, we just fought all the time, like we fought. I didn't like him at all, and he didn't like me, so
Mm.
that didn't last but a couple of years, and I was kind of a punk at that point, just doing stupid stuff, playing with drugs, and I just rode skateboards all the time. I was just a punk, I don't know what else to say, and just did this stupid stuff, and then they got divorced and we moved away, and my mom got married again, actually, to another dude, and then we did all right. He kind of helped straighten me out. We started running together. I got me involved in doing some stuff like that, doing long distance running, training, stuff like that, and he was into that, so it was
Mm.
great. So yeah, but we had our differences, and even still after that, he's dead now, but I appreciate what he did. And my mom and him were married for about 20 years. And, he was, he's kind of crazy. He's a Vietnam veteran.
So yeah, a lot of PTSD and stuff.
Yeah, just a lot of that kind of stuff going on, man. And we got into it several times. But you know, my mom loved them. They were happy together. So, there was just some issues there. My mother was very mean as well. Was a couple times in my adult life we didn't talk for a couple of years. She just blew me off, and just you think I was a bad guy, me telling you all this stuff, but I really wasn't. My mother, she passed away on my birthday 2 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, I appreciate it, man. She was a good mother, but she was very mean, and I don't know why. I think there was just some, I don't know what it was, but needless to say, all that stuff just kind of, it's kind of molded me into the man I am today. So what I mean by from where I was to where I probably should have wound up is not where I'm at now. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't really dealt that good of a hand. And I was always looked after. I know my mom prayed for me a lot because I did so much stupid stuff that when me and my buddies would get involved in stuff that would, be pretty catastrophic or could have ended really bad, I always seemed to get out of it somehow. I always seemed to miss, going to prison, going to jail, or getting in trouble with the police, or getting shot. Just stupid stuff like that. God was looking out for me, man. So I don't know how else to say it. It's just I was dealt a bad hand, but it turned out to be a pretty good hand. overall, And of course, you can't dwell on things either that's happened to you bad in your life.
Truth.
I listen to a guy all the time, named Joel Osteen. He's a preacher in Texas, and I'm a religious guy. I've really been in touch with God, especially here lately, and it's really changed the way I think. It's helped me, and dramatically, I can't even begin to express things God's done for me. But I listened to Joel Osteen, and he says something. One thing that stuck out to me one time. I was riding down the road, listening to him on XM radio, and basically, you can't let a season of mourning turn into a lifetime of mourning. So you can't just bad things happen. You lose people. You get done wrong, whatever. It's going to bother you for a little while, but you got to let it go, man. You got to move on. You can't let that stuff just sit there and simmer and just suck the life out of you because you only live one time. So why do that? It's just going to hold you back. You got to move past it. Take what you learn from it, make the adjustment, and move forward. And that's what I've been struggling. Well, that's what I've been doing for several years now.
And that's what it is. That's what they call lessons in life.
Exactly.
I mean, in the seasons of life, you don't know what you're going to get. I mean,
no.
I can say that from personal experience. I mean, one thing I can say is I love people who have faith, regardless of what their background religion is, because when it comes down to it, I feel like there's a power out there that is really there for us when we really need it.
Yes.
And to be quite honest, it gives a lot of people comfort. It gives me comfort to know there's somebody looking out for me, because there's some things that I've had happen in my past that I didn't think I was going to get through. And I just say that at almost 30.
Yeah.
And it sounds like to me, God was looking out for you because he knew you had potential to do better things.
Yeah.
And
yeah. That's the same for you, man. I really feel that. I think everybody has a purpose on this earth. And I know bad things happen to good people all the time, and then good things happen to bad people. And there's some things you just can't explain, but if you can see past that, I mean, sometimes there's just, when you have the potential or you have a calling to do something, whatever that may be, sometimes you're set up with these bad events because that's the only way that's going to get you to where you need to be able to pull this off later in life. You would never have done it without it. So everything accounts for something. It's every moment.
I agree. I sincerely agree with that one. And I mean, I could tell that even with all the past that's gone on, you seem like you must be a lot happier than when you were back then.
Oh, by far. I mean, a lot. The past 10 years, I'm a completely different guy. I used to be really angry and, just had a lot of problems, man. Just angry, really. And I drank a lot and, just trying to figure out where I was at in life. And, and then things slowly started changing. I just started praying a lot and, things started falling into place, man. I don't know why, but it's what I'm supposed to be doing, and I think a lot of the things that I've been through and all the letdowns and all the heartaches of people that are supposed to love you that I've received in my life, it's made me stronger at the end of the day. I appreciate what I do receive from people that love me or want to be good to me, and I want to be good to them. That it's just, you could take what happened to me or whatever, like some people can do, and just be depressed and and blame the world and be angry about it, whatever. You can do that, and that's easy to do. But it's harder to take that and grow from it. But if you're able to do it, you'll be a much better person, and you'll be stronger because of it. So that's what I've been molding myself the past 10 years. I've been just really looking at my life and just having to sort it. Would have been great to have been dealt a better hand early on. That would have been awesome, but it's just not the case. And I don't know why.
I mean, to be quite honest, I think the hardships you went through is what's made you into who you are today. And I mean, regardless, I feel like every lesson's a blessing, even if it's like you remember dark times in your past, because without those times, like you wouldn't be as humble as you are now.
That's true. Yeah, that's true,
You
man.
went through, and you gave your kids a life that you know wasn't as similar as yours, which is great. Like you gave them things you didn't have. I
That was
mean,
number one goal right there. I said from day one, I will not repeat the same thing ever. It'll be completely the opposite, and that's exactly what that's exactly what happened. You know, I mean, so yeah, my kids are very blessed, and I'm thankful, so thankful to God for it. So
so I'm thankful that I get to sit down and talk to you about this because and I appreciate you for opening up on that because I know that's I could see that being a struggle for you growing up. I mean, just like the inconsistency of a lot of things in your life. So to see what you've become, because like me and you were chatting before we even got on here, and I was like, I can already tell this is going to be a good conversation right here because I can already tell. Yeah, because I can see you're not one to sugarcoat like what's going on with yourself or who you are.
yeah,
So,
well, I
and I
appreciate.
find that very genuine, sincerely.
Well, thank you, man. I do. I appreciate that a lot, and there's no need to sugarcoat. I just, if I can help somebody that hears this, in the future, then that's perfect. And I hope, somebody that's dealing with some similar issues takes the advice and applies it because, sometimes it's what somebody needs, and I'm happy to pass along what knowledge that I have and my experiences to anybody that's willing to listen. So, um, but yeah, man, you're right. I mean, it's just things that happened early on in my life were they sucked. I ain't gonna lie, but at the time I didn't know any different. I thought this is how it was. And then I see children, that didn't have the same issues that I did, and I was like, well, damn, what's wrong with me? So and that's what it does to a kid. They don't understand, and so yeah, you have to figure that out with time, and then
Hey, look where you're at now.
yeah, so yeah, like I say, man, I could have easily turned out to be a drug addict in jail, dead, easily years ago, and but it didn't happen. I mean, there's a lot of things that happened in its place that detoured me from making those detrimental mistakes.
Yeah, because this day and age, especially, it's easy to get in those like negative places.
Yes, big time, especially when you run with a bunch of bad dudes, and you're. It's true. People say, that you are who you hang with, and that is so accurate. And I had to drop a lot of friends, man. When I decided to make these changes, and even as an adult, there's some guys I don't I thought were my friends that are still around. Some of them, and I just don't hang out with them, man. I don't associate with them because they see what I'm doing and they're proud of me. They tell me all the time when I do talk to them. They're always like, man, I can't believe that you're from the same area and you're doing this, that, and the other. It's so cool, And I'm like, well, thank you. I tell them the same thing I'm telling you. I don't know why. I just, I don't know. But thanks. But I make it an effort. We don't hang out. We don't go out or anything. Get together. That is going to lead to something bad. So
Sometimes you gotta love people from a distance.
exactly.
I mean, that's the honest statement. Like, I got friends that I love. I will call them brother, but I know that being around them is not good for me or good for them. Like, there's just sometimes you got to treat certain things like seasons. Like I was saying earlier, like people are seasons in your life.
Yeah, that's
Some you may never see again, and then there's some that you'll see every once in a while, and it's
mhm.
good to see them. But it's just like they're on their own journey and path,
Yeah.
and
They come
and
into your life for a purpose. I believe that. Like you said, a seed,
yeah,
and it's going to turn you to whatever you need to do to get to the next step. And sometimes it's best to, like you said, love them from a distance. they're not a part of your life anymore. So that's a good thing, because at this point in your life, they may hinder you instead of help you,
Exactly.
direct you. You know. So yeah, man.
I agree. But I am gonna say this though. So as we talk about your background, I like the fact as we were talking about your background and everything, and I appreciate you for sharing that with me. So I mean, so you're in the acting game, man. So how long have you been doing the acting thing?
Not that long. I've been doing it for 3.5 years.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I started kind of late. It's funny how I started. My 15 years old, he had an interest in acting. So we's like, me and his mother were like, okay, all right, well, let's see what we can do. So we got him hooked up with a little agency and had him some professional headshots and some model shots done and stuff like that, and started doing background work. So, but when you're a minor, you have to go on set with them, and
Mm.
one of us would go or whatever. And long story short, one night we were on set of this small independent film, and the director who's doing some pretty cool things now. And anyways, he had a small thing he was putting together, and my son was a featured extra in a little bar scene, and we were a lot of the other background did not show up, and it was raining. I mean, it's pouring down. It was just a nightmare. And anyways, he asked us if we would fill in for some patrons. I'm like, okay, sure. But what do we do? So we did that, and another lady told us just to look like you're talking. We just mumble out the months or the days of the week or whatever, just to make it look like you're having a conversation. So we were doing that, and anyways, after all that, the director asked me. He said, "Man," he said, "Have you ever done any acting?" I said, "No." He's like, "Well, you should look into it." He told me I have an important look, and that always stuck with me. I'm like, what does that even mean? I was like, okay, well, thank you. I think so. Anyhow, I didn't think much about it at the time, and I kind of just kept doing my thing with music. I was chasing, I'd play out every weekend. I was playing at a bar, or restaurant, or something. Out playing, making some money, just doing it for fun because I enjoy it.
What
And I
kind
got
of music did you play?
well, predominantly country music, classic rock, a lot of covers, restaurant stuff, just stuff, whatever, just keep people interested. Um, the
Hey,
drinking
you ever try
crowd.
to pick up a guitar in Kansas City? You need to come out here. They would love that.
Well, I still like to play, but there was a time that was all I wanted to do. And so anyhow, a couple of years went by, and then I kind of got to thinking about the acting stuff, and I was like, you know what, I want to check this out. My son just kind of lost interest in it. He gave it up and got out of the acting. Just didn't have time for it. He was in sports, and it got in the way of football, and it just lost the interest. So, but he lost the interest, and I gained it. So I started. I went and became a background in some films and this, that, and the other. Kind of learned how sets work, and uh, joined a local acting class and went there religiously every week for 2 years straight, and then just some other acting classes along the way. Little what do you call them? I'm drawing a blank here. Little short, classes on camera
Right.
stuff, different things, just to get different perspectives from other teachers and this, that, and the other. And I picked up an agent, and I've had a, I've had a, I'm on my third. Every year I've gotten a new agent, and I've learned something from each one. The one I'm with now, I actually like a lot. They're great guys. They're really good, down to earth, good hearted guys that run the agency. So I just kept pushing and getting myself out there. Started landing roles where I was a leading character, supporting guy, whatever, and
Mm.
doing speaking roles, this, that, and the other, and just you know, just kept pushing. I mean, I was this past year I haven't pushed as hard as I usually do in acting because I've been so busy with my business. So my all of my attention's really been lying on my company, but normally I'm applying to acting like I do in my business. I mean, it's like I'm pushing every day. I mean, I'm submitting myself to so many different things, and you submit to 30 things before you get an audition, and then so with that said, I was lucky or blessed to have several different opportunities come my way, getting some IMDb credits and things like that. Um, you know, so it's just a journey. I enjoy the chase. Sometimes it gets a little heavy, gets a little, overbearing. Matter of fact, it's a student film that I land. I didn't even ask to be in it. A director knows me. He asked me, I just worked with him in the past. Just today, he texted me, want to know if I could be a coach in a film he's doing in coming up. And I said, yeah, sure, man, love to. He sent me the script. I looked at it, perfect. I'm like, yeah, I'd like to have some footage of me acting as a coach. It's a student film. It's not going to pay, obviously, but
Right.
at least I'll have a footage of me being something else than what I normally play. But so anyhow, we he sent me the dates, and it was on the 25th of May. And my wife's cousin's getting married that day, so we're supposed to go to the wedding. So I said, look, man, I can't make it, or can you change the dates and whatever? And he's not wanting to do that. So I'm like, well, all right then. So good luck, So normally I wouldn't have passed that up. I'd just skip the wedding, but I'm at a point now where it's like, whatever, man. I've done so many of those little projects that, don't really result in anything but footage, that it doesn't even, now I'm just kind of focused on bigger stuff only. That's it. I'm just things that are paying, things that are going to really make me more credible and surround myself with people that are higher up in the industry.
Right.
But you got to start somewhere, and then you start out, doing student films and whatever you can get into, really. So I'm kind of at the transition point in acting where, yeah, I still do a lot of indie stuff and independent student films, even whatever. But I'm scratching the door on the bigger stuff.
And that's understandable. I mean, you still have, you got to have a personal life too. And important things like weddings, I can understand that one. And to be honest, I mean, I know the right role will come for you when it's time. I ain't gonna lie though, I could picture you as a coach though. You seem like you would have a knack for that.
It's like right in my wheelhouse, man. I could be a coach. I play a lot of, usually some kind of a bad guy, but an affluent type bad guy, like a well-to-do but a bad guy type character, maybe a mean dad type guy. Play a lot of these mean guys, man. That's my look in my eye when I'm trying to look that way. I guess it reads well. But I enjoy playing anything but that. I'd rather do comedy or, be a coach or something kind of upbeat and be goofy because it's just funner.
Be motivational or just make people laugh. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's just a better thing. And to be honest with you, if I make it in as an actor, as a working actor, that's what I mean by make it, and I get higher up in the game, I want to start doing some better film projects that have a good message, or something at the end. It's something that it's not a dark,
You're more. You want to make more positive changes in how you do things in the film industry.
Exactly. I mean, every story's got to have some drama or maybe some bad in it because you got to overcome, whatever that obstacle may be. But I see whatever I'm doing in the future to result in a positive outcome of the storyline, whatever that may be, and whatever part of the storyline I play is one thing. If I'm playing the bad part, that's fine. If I'm playing the good guy, that's even better. So, but at the end of the day, Hollywood in general, I mean, really the sales are down, and Netflix is putting out so much stuff that some of these films are putting out that have a good message are doing surprisingly well. And a lot of times these guys in Hollywood they don't want to put no money in it. They don't want to get behind it. I don't know what's up with that, but I wish they would.
I mean, we're living in an age where people want to escape more
Mhm.
than anything. I mean, when I go see a movie, I want to escape from it,
That's right.
regardless if I'm watching a superhero movie or I'm watching a horror movie. I want to kind of escape, put myself in the movie or
Exactly.
something. So, I
Well,
mean, it makes sense to me
yeah,
that more people appeal to more positive things.
yeah,
Like, I want to go see some superheroes save the world. That's why the Marvel movies are so popular. Well, he saves the
yeah.
world. People are happy. Yay.
Exactly. That's all, entertainment is to help you forget about your problems for a little while. And an actor's job is to make somebody feel something, whether that be, anger, you know,
Hmm.
s- funny, whatever. I mean, so if you're able to do that, you're doing your job. And I look at the music industry the same way. You want somebody to feel something when you're giving, playing a song, help
Oh,
them.
yeah.
It's very similar to me. So yeah, I'm right there with you, man. It's all about escaping where you're at and being involved in what you're watching for a couple hours. And the horror's got its place. And I've done several different little horror projects, and they're fun to watch. They're creepy and whatever, and it's
Right.
but I do. I don't want to get, I don't mind playing the horror character and playing this guy that's gonna, slit your throat, even though he smiles at you. Um, but I do like to play things that are funny, uplifting. So your people are still escaping, but they're getting something from it besides,
Yeah.
just a scare, like, oh man, he's a scary guy. No, I like to make people have the emotion of that was funny, or it made me feel good for 2 hours, that kind of thing.
I agree. Those are the type of films I always enjoyed the most.
Me
It's like,
too.
man, I can relate to one character in there. That's what always counts to me. Dang, okay, I found a character I can relate to. Found a character from probably the same background. Because that's the great thing about movies is like if it's a really good movie, you'll forget about the time length and everything. You'll be like, dang, I wish it wasn't over already. Those are the movies I love.
Yeah, me too, man. Yeah, I like to watch movies that there's a character that I can relate to, And with that said, I mean, like stuff that Matthew McConaughey's done. That's one of my favorite actors.
All
And,
right, all right, all right.
yeah, that's it, man. All right, all right, all right. I see. He's I just like his stuff. He's from Texas, so he's got a little bit of a Southern twang going on, and kind of like me. And he's a great actor in my opinion. He's done a lot of cool stuff. I mean, even from right when he was in Texas Chainsaw Massacres. Yeah, I don't know if you ever saw that. He had the bionic leg, was hilarious. And then
Oh
he's
yeah,
and then the Dallas Buyers Club. He's playing that guy that's selling, HIV medication, man. He's
that
just,
was a good film.
man, that's an awesome movie. I mean, that's one of the great ones. I mean, he's done a lot of cool things. And, what I've always liked about McConaughey is that he's always just been McConaughey as the character.
Hmm.
He doesn't really change himself too much. He just plays himself, but as that guy, which I like those kind of actors. There's a few of them out there. Tommy Lee Jones is one of them.
I love Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, man, he plays himself every time, even like Men in Black, but it worked. Because
No Country for Old Men.
oh man, awesome movie. Yeah,
That was one of my favorite Tommy Lee movies right there.
one of the first movies that I was one of my favorites for Tommy Lee Jones, and a lot of people have never even heard of it. It's back when I was a kid. It was called uh, Black Moon Rising. It's about a car, and this
Hmm.
really weird sports car. It's when Tommy Lee Jones was young. But yeah, this was in the early '80s. But yeah, you ever have a chance, man, check it out somewhere. It's actually a pretty good movie.
Well, I like Tommy Lee Jones. I might have to check that out though, because he's actually one of my favorite older actors. Because like, I like even when he did that one comedy with the cheerleaders. Like, I just like who he was. He was just it's like, show me your happy face. This is my happy face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah. But I love those kind of actors that, just they're just them, and it works. So yeah, man. McConaughey's my go-to. Clint Eastwood is another one of my favorites.
Oh, I've been liking him since like he did the westerns and stuff like that, man.
Yeah, as a
That
kid, man, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh,
yes,
good times. Oh, it's great.
and his director work is crazy too. I like it.
That's exactly what. Yeah, his films that he's made are just, man, they're good. I'm really impressed by his work. This last one he did was awesome. I went to the theater and saw it. The Mule.
Yes, I saw that one. That was good.
Very good
That
movie.
was amazing.
Yeah, I can't believe how old Clint Eastwood is, man. He's like, I think he's like 90. So he's
Yeah,
like,
he's in his 90s. He's up there.
yeah, it's like, wow, man, he's still doing it. It's awesome.
'Cause, I mean, he was acting with John Wayne and them back in the day. So like for him to still be doing stuff and pushing, hey,
Yeah,
I'm happy Clint Eastwood's still around.
I know, man. It's like a legend, you know. So
So
yeah,
they don't make them like that anymore.
oh man, I was trying to think. They filmed some of the Mule here in Atlanta, and I was trying to figure out how I could get on that set, even as a background, man. I just couldn't do it. I wanted a chance to try to meet him. That's why I wanted to get on the set. I just wanted to meet Clint Eastwood, which would probably be kind of weird as a background dude to walk over there and say, "Hey, man." But everybody says he's pretty cool, you know, if you do approach him. But it didn't happen. I never could. I couldn't. I just couldn't get. I couldn't get no background roles on there. So
I can only imagine. I know everybody and their mother was trying to get on the Clint Eastwood project.
yeah, man, it's you know, kind of a big deal.
Yeah, man. I mean, Clint Eastwood, man. I mean, we can go down the list of movies like Dirty Harry, all that kind of stuff. Like, you think Clint Eastwood, you think the original OG BA guy. You're thinking of he was I think he was one of the first real action heroes. You think about it.
Yeah,
So,
man, he just had a really cool demeanor about him, man. You know, that's it's impressive. You know, his son is a good actor too. I don't know if you've watched any of his stuff, but I'm surprised he hadn't done as better, you know, in the industry. But I can't think of his first name, man. But it's Clint Eastwood's son. He's done some pretty cool stuff.
hmm.
He's a great actor too. He's done a few different things, and I'm just kind of like, wow. I mean, I'm just like, you know, just you would think he would be doing some bigger stuff. Not to saying what he's doing is not big. I mean, it's 10 times bigger. I mean, I would love to be doing what he's doing, even half of what he's done. But,
Right.
but you know, just because of who he is, you would just think he'd be casting more projects, bigger stuff.
Right. I mean, so I guess everybody has their own pathway. Who knows? I
Yeah.
mean, some people hit it big when they get older. If it's not when they're young, who knows?
Yeah, that's true, man. I mean, like, what's that? Samuel Jackson. He was an older dude
Yeah.
when he made it. Was it on Pulp Fiction? Or that movie before that? They got his name out there.
He was in Coming to America. He played the guy that was trying to rob the shop.
That's right.
That
Exactly right, man. Yep. And then you had the Driving Miss Daisy. That came out. I think that was. I'm pretty sure that was him. Or was that Morgan Freeman? Was it Samuel Jackson? I
I'm
can't.
trying to think. What's that Samuel Jackson or Morgan Freeman?
That was Morgan Freeman. My bad. My bad.
That was Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Him too. I was going to say him too. He was an older guy when he, you know, he was a theatrical guy. From what I understand, Morgan
Oh
Freeman.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause when I first saw him, it was like the '90s, and he was already older. He was already like middle aged around that time.
Yeah, I know, man. And he's like killing it. You know, these
I
days,
mean,
household name, man. He's
doing voiceovers for the
man.
Walk of the Penguins and stuff like that. Like
Well,
everybody's like, man, I want him to narrate my life.
exactly. He plays these god roles. Like I was watching what's that Bruce Almighty the other night, and
Oh yes.
I love that movie. It's just funny, but he does such a good job playing God because you know his voice and his demeanor. It's awesome.
I'm not gonna lie though. Some days I feel like instead of Morgan Freeman, I get Samuel Jackson narrating my life.
Oh, oh man, I think of that credit card commercial that he did. That was man, Samuel Jackson. He just kind of lays it out there. I forget what he said. It's so funny.
The Capital One commercials.
Yeah, it's the Capital One, man. Just imagine him narrating your life.
Believe me, it could be quite the excitement.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, there's some older dudes, man, that make it, you know, as they're gotten older. I mean, hell, speaking of Bruce Almighty, what's his name? The head actor, the lead dude for that, he was in, you know, the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, you talking about Steve Carell?
Steve Carell, yeah, he was in his early 40s when he made the 40-Year-Old Virgin. So, I mean, um, that's why for me, I'm 45, and if I ever have the chance to be a small supporting role on a McConaughey film, then I feel like I've made it. I've done my part. That's as far as that's my goal. But if I ever make it, further than that, it's just that much more of a blessing, man. So, um, but it can happen. Guys, it happens all the time. A lot of your main big guys, your heartthrobs. I mean, they started when they were young.
True.
But that's
Travolta and
mhm.
Cruise and all them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, them boys, all them guys, man. They've been in under the lights since they were young teenagers. So it is what it is. I mean, it just wasn't my. It's not what I was built, as we talked about earlier. So
I mean, to be quite honest, though, I feel like the fact that you've had life experiences makes you a better actor. To be quite honest, like I think you're in the right position right now, where you've aged enough to know what what you can relate to and how you can pick your roles. And just to be quite honest, I agree with that. What that producer says, you got kind of like this imported look, and also the accent is killer. So I mean, you got a killer accent. I can tell you've been humbled by a lot in life. Like those are the type of people I like watching the most.
well, thanks, man.
I prefer older actors more than I do the younger ones. Like, who's this guy? Uh huh. Uh huh. All
Yeah,
right, but he ain't no Denzel Washington. He ain't no Clint Eastwood. He ain't no Tommy Lee Jones. He ain't no Robert De Niro or anything like that. I've
yeah,
always liked the well fine age actors myself.
yeah. Me too. They seem to be more, those guys. Everyone that you just named is, you know, they're they're just you want to watch them. They're interesting because of the things you just said. They play them and they've had all these life experiences as well. Now it's something
Yes.
they've been doing it a long time. Most of them guys have been doing it for a long time as well, but they didn't really become a known entity until they've gotten older. Until they really
Yes.
got into their prime. So, but yeah, life definitely makes you a better actor. You got to and also good knowing yourself, knowing what you can do. And it's always fun to step out of your wheelhouse, what you know you can do, just to expand your wings and try something crazy that you're not really good at, but just try it. But my go-to is playing these killer guys. I hate to say it, but it really is. I didn't choose it; the industry kind of chose it for me. But I have done some other stuff. I've done some drama, done a little bit of comedy, not much. I wish I could do more. Uh, but I hope to, do some more drama stuff. I like to find myself in some good, blue collar type films where I fit in with my
Yeah.
accent, some sort of a drama story that maybe happened in Middle Texas, something, who knows, they're smuggling
Hey
drugs.
man, you put it out in the universe, anything is possible, man.
Yeah, I thought about trying to get a script together myself and shoot some stuff.
Hey,
That's something. When I get a little more time, I'll probably try to do something.
hey man, I understand, man. You gotta do what you gotta do to put food on the table.
Yes.
Hey, so I mean, the fact that you still have these goals, though, I don't see you not doing it because obviously you're a very determined person, and definitely keep that ambition. I mean, heck, I'm trying to get like you, man.
Oh, damn. Well, man,
I was,
I thank you. I do, but it's sometimes it's being ambitious and it could be a problem too, man. There's never. I don't know. You're never satisfied. That's one problem. I mean, I'm satisfied where I'm at, but I always want to do one up it. It's always got to be better.
I don't think that's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're doing it in a positive light, man. Shoot, you should always want better for yourself. That's the whole thing, man. You gotta love yourself, and you also gotta want better from yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's true. And I
yeah,
try to live by that, but it's just I don't know. Maybe one day I don't know. It's just, I think if I had, millions of dollars or whatever, it wouldn't, I'd be like, well, let's go see if we can double it. I mean, it would never end. You know what I mean? And it scares me to think about if I ever did end, then because what the hell would you do? I mean, if you don't have a goal, if you're out of goals, that's kind
You're
of
not living, man.
you think about it. I mean, like think if all your goals are met, then what are you doing here? So yeah,
Man, I got goals to the end of the time, man. I want to travel around the world. I've been to a couple countries, still trying to get out there and see the world. I
yeah,
wanted to start my own business and make a brand. That's why I do this podcast. I mean, I just figured this out like months ago.
that's
So
awesome.
I understand that. Like, you consistently have goals. I've been trying to pursue the music thing too.
Oh,
So
really?
like, yeah.
What do you?
Um, I do hip hop and R&B myself, but I do more conscious rap and stuff. Like, I'm more conscious about what I do.
That's
Like,
man.
yeah, cause
That's
I'm not
it.
a club goer. I can't be like, I'm up in the club,
Ah,
turn it up. Ugh. I'm
man,
like,
that's some rap songs that I love, man. The ones that are deep. It's got a message. There's a few of them that do really well. Some of the time I
yeah,
listen to in the gym. Um, I probably shouldn't name them, but I mean they have a lot of song, a lot of they throw a lot of swearing and stuff like that. But some of them have some really good message, and yeah, I mean I actually do enjoy rap music. I mean it's good. I mean,
man, you're from Atlanta. That's where Outkast and the Dungeon family are from, man.
oh man, I've seen them guys from Outkast back when they first got going. Man, they had a house they were renting across from this job site we were working on, and that was back in the day. But yeah, man, yes, this Atlanta's a space. There's a lot comes out of here, man.
There are some special artists out there where you're from. Yeah, we got some special artists out here in Kansas City. Like one of the biggest like independent names is Tech Nine out here. So we got a lot of people out here. I mean, that's one thing I love about just where we're at here. Just like the fact we're Americans who have this art form that's only been around like 30 years when it
Yeah,
comes to the hip hop game. I
yeah,
mean, when you think about it, we're always the ones that kind of set the trends
hmm
with music. And
yeah. Rock and
one
roll.
thing,
Man, that's where think about that and how that got.
yes,
It
that
definitely.
used to be something people used to play for church, man.
I,
Like, that was a Sunday service thing. They'd be rocking out the guitar and stuff. And
I,
then that got popular.
I know it's like it caught on, and then next thing you know, Elvis Presley done caught the bug, and then he's applying it to his little technique, and you know,
Yep.
took
Chuck
off.
Berry, all of them.
Yeah, I know, man. It's like it's so yeah, man. It's definitely a trend, and rap music is definitely. I mean, even from back in the day in the '80s, man, like with Run DMC and them guys, when they were
Oh, the
all that.
classics, man. LL Cool J.
Yeah, man, they it was so cool then because I remember I had the tapes, and I was a little kid and I had my little box and we jam out to LL Cool J and Run DMC and of
Shoot,
course,
the I'm Bad album by LL Cool J is still one of the greatest cuts ever. License to Ill, like I'm from 80. I was born in '89, but I like knowing history. So I was listening to the KRS ones, the Big Daddy Kanes and Rakims too.
okay,
And
yeah, yeah, Big Daddy Kane. I remember all that, man. That's you know,
that's the only man I know I could do the splits and still do a dope rhyme. I was like, he's sitting here dancing, but he's saying some of the hardest things I've ever heard in my life.
That's impressive, man. Bust out the moves and be able I don't know how he I don't know how he does it. That's no way. He's man, he'd be trying to lip sync something because
I be telling people, yo, I'm the darker skinned heavy D without the dance moves.
that's crazy, man. Yeah, but that's awesome. But so you write music or you
Yeah, I
no?
write my raps, I write my songs and all that. Um, yeah, like I when it comes to the hip hop community, regardless if I don't do music, I'm always going to be a part of hip hop. That's always been one of those things. I love the culture.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, there's some things I disagree with certain things and certain trends, but at the same time, it's the culture, and I love for what it is
Yeah.
because that music helped me get through a lot.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that's
I
awesome.
love metal too. I like a lot of music too. Like I go to rock concerts and stuff too. Like I love music.
Yeah.
I grew up in a
Yes.
house where we had to go sing in choir, do gospel. My mom probably one of the dopest gospel singers I know.
That's great, man. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm right there with you. I love all music myself. I mean, if it makes me feel something, I like it. It doesn't really matter what it is, you know. So,
Thank you. I agree.
that's I'm not. I'm whatever. Also, I have XM radio, man. I've danced around all those channels until I find something that just sinks in. And if I find something I really like, I'll jot it down or I'll take a picture of the screen on my radio so I'll be sure and download it on my phone. So,
Heck yeah, I'm with you on that one. I do the same thing, man.
yeah.
Man, I had to get another memory chip the other day.
Yeah, I'll be hearing stuff that I didn't even know. I'm like, who is this guy? Who's this artist? And then, sometimes I'll hear somebody read. I tell you, there's a channel that I like a lot. It's called Coffee House Jams or something like that on XM Radio. And
hmm
it's called like a lot of covers of acoustic style covers. And man, I've heard some songs that are popular that you've heard that are pop songs, rock songs, whatever. There's somebody that you've never heard of do a complete remake in a different style, an acoustic cover, man. It's like amazing. And those guys, that's the ones I look for, just stuff that I haven't heard of. And then not just there, all types of music, man. There's a uh, I guess you'd call it a reggae. They call it something else, but
Ska.
I'm not sure what you call it, man. But you have a lot of that type of music, man. With the different Bob Marley, those guys, and same thing. I'll find stuff that guys I've never heard of, and I'll download it, man, because it's really good. I've heard some really good songs. It's just so far away from what you would picture. They'd be like Caribbean style
Right.
jams, but I mean, it's just it's amazing, man. I mean, I'm just all of it's good. And I was jamming out a band called Bethel Music earlier today. They're a Christian rock band, and they got a couple of songs that are just man, they're just really good.
I feel like there's talent in all genres. Like, for instance, I listen to Lecrae and Eddie Mineo. And we're gonna go into the Christian route. Like, I listen to those guys. Those guys are amazing.
Yeah, man. That's
So,
yeah.
so Demon Hunter, all those folks from like the Christian side, Flyleaf.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
I love music, man. That's always been my thing, man. Like,
That's it,
man, I
man.
can tell you're a lover of music too.
Exactly. It's when you're a musician, like you, it doesn't. It's whatever, man. I mean, I you know I do different songs when I perform. I mean, I have a few different things I'll throw in the mix, but I fit in the best with some country style and classic rock songs. But I mean, I've I've done some covers of some pop songs as well. But I put my own
Yeah,
spin on it just to change it up and put it in my own style. So you
I
know,
hear that.
works, man. But yeah, I love it all. It's all good.
I can dig it, man.
Yeah,
But man, this has been a dope sit down with you, man. And I appreciate you for really taking the time to do this.
no problem.
Like, Mr. Morris, this has been a pleasure, man.
Well, you know what, man? I appreciate you having me on your show, man. It means a lot, and I enjoy talking. So, good company, man. So, thanks for keeping me
So,
family, man. I appreciate it.
but yeah, my man, like, where can people find you, my man? Like, straight up, like, I'm pretty sure people are gonna love, like, following you because you seem like you're just like a down home, down to earth guy, my man.
Well, I hope so. But I'm an old dude, so I use Facebook. But you can find me on Facebook. My personal profile is Eric Morris and the number two. Um,
Hmm
and I still have some room left on my friends list. I don't like to just get a bunch of people that, I like to have something in common with any of my friends. And so feel free to reach out to me there. You can also come to my professional page, which is just Eric James Morris. And as an actor, a performer, that's what I go by as my full name, which is Eric James Morris. You can search me on IMDb. Look for Eric James Morris. You'll find me Instagram. Of course, then again, Eric James Morris, but all one word, no spaces. So that's the best way to find me.
Man, go look this guy up, and believe me, he's a great conversation. Hey, man, me and you got to stay in contact,
Yeah,
even after all this. Like, no BS. Like, I like chatting with you. You seem like you would be somebody cool that I would want in my circle, man.
man, I
Straight up.
too, man. That's thanks a lot, and yeah, hit me up, man. Let's definitely keep in touch.
I completely agree with that. And with that, you can also find me on Delivery Bros 816 on Instagram and Twitter, Delivery Bros KC on Facebook, Anthony Anthem for my personal page. You can find me on Facebook and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. And this is I've enjoyed this because of the fact that I like talking to humble folks who are just just straightforward and keep it real. And I've had a lot of fun with you, sincerely.
Well, man, same here, man. You're down. You're good people, and I appreciate you having me on your show.
Well, with that, guys, this is Anthony Anthem, aka Black Fabio, aka the Midnight Marauder, aka. Oh, okay, I'm done. No more AKAs today. and with that, and with that, we're done, guys.